Hey, I'm back. Let me get these hands sanitized and I'll let y'all know what we'll be making. So earlier I made the chicken livers for you guys, and I am so hopeful that you guys enjoy that recipe. So right now, I am in the mood for some dessert. Something light but tasteful. So I decided to make tea cakes. So let me run these ingredients down on y'all so y'all know exactly what to get. You will need 1 cup of flour. I've sifted my flour twice. You don't have to sift them if you don't want to, because it's not like it's an actual cake. We're just making tea cakes. However, I like a smoother texture, so I did sift the 1 cup of flour. I have 1 cup of sugar. I have 3/4 of a tablespoon of vanilla flavor. I have 1 teaspoon of allspice. You could use the allspice if you want to, or you could use nutmeg, or you could use cinnamon. If you don't want to use any of those spices, take it out. You don't have to. I have half of an egg and 1 cup of butter. Now, like I always tell y'all with my recipes, if you're gonna make a lot, feel free to increase the ingredients. Like the egg would be, if you're making a nice amount, I'm not really sure how many my ingredients may make like 6 tea cakes, maybe more, because I'm going to use like a little tablespoon to spoon them out. So I may have slightly more. But if you're trying to make like a couple of dozen tea cakes, then what you will want to do is use like 1 egg as an example. You will want to use like 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla flavor. You will want to use 2 cups of sugar. You could use 2 teaspoons of whatever spice you want, cinnamon, nutmeg, or allspice. You would use 2 cups of flour, and you would use, for my butter, in my recipe, I'm using 1 cup of butter. But in your recipe to double up, you will use 4 sticks of butter that will equate to 2 cups of butter. So we're gonna stick with my little bitty recipe for the smaller amount, because I don't need much. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is pour my sugar into my bowl, and I'm gonna take my butter and pour that in as well. Not really pour it in, but just kind of spoon it in. Some of it has melted already, because it's like room temperature. I like for all of my ingredients whenever I'm baking to be room temperature, because they seem to come out better. The recipe seems to come out better when I use room temperature ingredients. So I got that in there. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to blend the sugar and the butter together so that I can kind of get a little whip. Let me show you what it looks like right now. This is what it's looking like before I get to mixing on it. So let's give it a little mix here. Whip it up and make it nice and fluffy, Make our tea cakes taste good. Nice texture, So yeah, now this doesn't take much. I'll show you guys what it should look like. Turn that off. Just a little light and fluffy texture. See that? That's what we want it to look like. From there, I will add in my eggs. Not really my eggs, because remember in my recipe I'm only using half of an egg. And I'm going to get that whipped up in here. This is a real quick recipe too. Very quick, old school tea cakes. Nice little southern recipe. Then I'm going to pour in my flavor. Oh man, this smells so good. Okay, good enough. And then I'm going to spoon in my allspice. I love the flavor of allspice. It's a little stronger than nutmeg, so I like to use it. But some people don't like nutmeg, or they don't like spices, you know, like cinnamon and things like that. So again, if you don't like those, just use your flavor. Make sure I got all my flavor out. That flavor is what's going to do it. So I have to make sure I get all of that in there. And then I'm going to pour my flour in gradually and get that mixed. This smells so good. Oh man. I'm going to, before I pour the rest of that flour in, I'll give you guys a quick glance at the mixture so that you'll know that you're doing it right. These are going to taste so good. I used to make these a lot when I was younger. Okay, so you see that? We want that batter to look just like that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my flour in there. And then I'll just, I'll mix it, you know, just kind of a little bit at a time while it's in the bowl. Let's see here. I love tea cakes. They actually taste pretty good with coffee. You can eat them with coffee. You can top them with whipped cream. You can eat them with ice cream. Whatever your preference is. Or you can just eat them alone. You just eat them separate, just like this. This is coming out pretty good. And so what will happen is once you put the rest of that flour in, it'll begin to thicken. It'll thicken up for you and get a little stiff. And that's fine because we want it to be like that. Nice and fluffy, but at the same time kind of thick and stiff. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all probably said, well, how can it be light and fluffy and thick and stiff at the same time? I'll show you. Alright. And that should be good enough. Y'all know I love my quick recipes. If you got babies at home, this is something that is real easy to make. Real quick. Something I know that little granddaughter of mine is going to love. That baby loves to cook. She is her grandmother's child. All right. See that? That's what this is supposed to look like. So what I'm going to do on my greased, I have a, I say greased, or you can say greased cookie sheet. I've just sprayed it with my baking spray. And I have my oven. I have my oven preheated at 400, but I'm going to bake these on 350 in my oven. If your oven regulates heat really well, bake them on 325 for 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to use, I have my oven preheating again at 400 because, you know, my oven and I, we have this love-hate relationship. So I just kind of have to move the way the oven moves. And so I'm going to bake my cookies on 350, 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to spoon out. I'm going to attempt to use my dipper, my tablespoon dipper. I don't know how successful I'll be with this. I'm hopeful that it doesn't stick. Maybe it'll just come on out for me. Let's see. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have sprayed it. Sometimes if you spray like your dipper, then your ingredients will come out. But they'll come out, it'll slide right out. But I did not do that, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. There we go. Table size scoops. Come on. It's coming. Get off of there. I'm gonna get a spoon and let my spoon work with me. There we go. Nice and easy. So yeah, so you see how you see what I was saying about the fluffiness, nice and fluffy, nice and thick, but yet stiff. You know, it's not runny at all. So that's what I was referring to when I said nice and fluffy, but yet thick and stiff. So we're gonna get these tea cakes going. I love the way that baked goods smell in my house. It's kind of welcoming, just warm and welcoming. I love that, you know. I really do. Kind of inviting. Yeah, so this amount of batter that I'm using, you guys, it's gonna make a lot of tea cakes. So if you want to double up on the recipe, you can. But I can see this amount of batter making 4, 8, 12. This will make 2 dozen. This will make 2 dozen tea cakes easy. Easy. So let's get that on the spoon. Let's get this going. Yep. Nice, nice, nice. The good thing about this is if you have to take something somewhere, if you're going to a tea or something, tea cakes are really nice. And you know, low cost ingredients, very fast to make, very simple recipe. Simplicity is where it's at. Especially if you can use, you know, make it taste real good quality tasting food, you know. So now I'm gonna, since I had that oven preheating at 400, I'm gonna drop it down to my 350, and we're gonna do this for at least 10 to 12 minutes. I'm gonna get my blender put up, and what I'm trying to decide on, y'all. So I'm indecisive about dinner. Not really sure what I want to do. I said that I was going to make chicken and dumplings, but I'm not really certain. I may just bake my chicken thighs and do some oven roasted potatoes with some carrots and call it a night. That's what I think I'm going to do. That's if I don't feel like rolling out the dough for the dumplings. You know, this is a nice day for some hearty chicken and dumplings soup. So we'll see what's going to happen. So I'm going to let my cookies cook, and I'm going to get my little mess cleaned up here. If there is a meal that you guys are unsure about preparing, and you would like for me to demonstrate, by all means, just request it in the comments. Request it in the comments and tell me what it is that you would like for me to make. And I'll be more than happy to make that recipe, to post that recipe for you, and I'll do the demonstration. On the other hand, if you just have questions about something that you're cooking, and you're not really sure, or if the meal is not coming out right every time that you prepare it, then I'll do my best to answer whatever questions you guys may have. That will help you out in the long run. So we'll see how that goes, you know. And feel free to please and be kind enough. I'm sorry, that's my oven letting me know that it's reached the desired temperature that I'm looking for. Anyway, I want to express my gratitude to everybody that has liked, shared, and viewed my videos. I am most grateful and humble. I want you guys to know that. And for anybody else that's just tuning in, any of my new viewers, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and share any of my videos. If you have any questions or concerns or not sure about something, by all means, feel free to ask as many questions as you like. Yes, indeed. And I will do my best to answer them. I want everybody to feel comfortable enough to ask me about any cooking questions that you may have, just because I feel like there are no dumb questions. There's no wrong way to cook. You know, once you get the gist of it, you'll be just fine. For my beginners, you know, you want to feel comfortable in the kitchen. You know, like eating food is a necessity, and so it's nothing like good food. Enjoying good food, you know. It's all about just learning your way around the kitchen and learning about different ingredients and the different flavors that seasonings have. You know, the different temperatures to cook your food at, you know, how to select fruit and vegetables, different things like that we're cooking with. So, like I said, I want everybody to feel comfortable because my kitchen is your kitchen. So, I want you guys to be comfortable. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put my little mixer over here. Now, I think, y'all, with my tea cakes, I do believe that I am going to serve them with either, I'm going to look at my refrigerator and see what I have. I may be serving my tea cakes with ice cream, with vanilla ice cream, or the whipped cream. I'll see which one is best for me for today. Y'all know I got cabin fever, can't go outside. Well, I can go outside, but I can go outside, but where the heck am I going with that much snow out there? My boat needs to be washed. You know, so I'm just kind of hanging around here until they get these streets cleared up. And I'm hopeful, at least by the weekend, that everything will be all cleared up. You know, at least so that we can maneuver around. We know the snow is not going anywhere anytime soon, but at least we'll be able to maneuver better in a safe manner. So that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm the type of person that I like to go to the grocery stores and hang out. I love to look at different foods and go over to the produce section and check things out. Look for stuff that I haven't tried, or, you know, see what's in season, that kind of thing. So yeah, I am looking forward to getting up out of this house. And I'm going to look in this oven, y'all, and see what's going on with my cookies, just to see if they're coming up the way that I want them to. But actually, I think what I'll do first though is I'll check my refrigerator. Let me check in my refrigerator and see what I have. Look in the freezer and see if I have like some vanilla ice cream or some whipped cream. I'm gonna go crazy on this stuff because, you know, that springtime will be coming and that sundress season will be rolling around, and I kind of want to look cute too. So let me see what I got, y'all. I got something in that container there. So let me see. Uh-oh, I got a little bit of both. So we'll see how that goes. Got me some whipped cream. Got me some vanilla ice cream. I dare not use both. So I'll be one or the other. But what I may do is just spray one tea cake with this, if it's cool enough. You know, whipped cream on hot foods, it'll melt rapidly. So we want to be careful with that. Ice cream, I kind of spoon that out and put it on the side. And there is my favorite. That's my favorite spoon in there. So I'm just going to get me a spoon out so that when I'm ready, I am good to go. I'm going to take a peek, y'all. I'm going to take a peek inside of this oven and see what's going on with the tea cakes. Okay, let me let y'all take a look. Okay. Excuse me. This is why I didn't fill more tea cakes in this pan. This was perfect. Just perfect. Now all we need them to do is brown. They're coming out perfect. I love it. I love it. You know, like tea cakes. What tea cakes remind me of, I don't know if you guys have ever purchased, like, I won't say the brand, but the cookies that are in, like, the red package, they have, like, the lemon frosted ones, and they're, like, really, really soft. That's what, they remind me of tea cakes, except tea cakes have more, those lemon cookies are good, now don't get me wrong, because I eat them, and I love them, but the homemade tea cakes, you can kind of taste that flavor, You know, you get that nice sugar, that flavor, that richness from the butter, that kind of thing. So I enjoy those. So we'll see what's going on with our tea cakes. And I still, y'all, like I said, I still got batter left. Man, a nice amount too. With this kind of batter, you can store it. I wouldn't store it longer than 2 days. I'm kind of a little finicky when it comes to stuff like that. Because it has the eggs in there. So I would, if you had a lot of batter and you didn't want to use it all in 1 day, store it for like a day or two, but no longer than that. I wouldn't go past that. And I'm not gonna tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. So I don't feel comfortable going past 2 days, even although you probably can. I wouldn't. But this is really nice and fluffy, and it smells delicious. I'll show you guys so you can see just about how much is left in this bowl, in the mixing bowl. And that way you can kind of decide on when you do make them, if you want to double up on the ingredients or not. So this is the amount that I have left in the bowl. You know, just, you know, that's enough to make, like, you can get another dozen out of there. So those ingredients, they stretch pretty far. So I'm pleased with that. I'm gonna wash my hands again and get my plate together. I have my spatula so that when it's time to cut my tea cakes. And now let me say this: when you're making your tea cakes, if you do not want to fill your pan up the way that I did, feel free to space them out. If you want to just do like 6 tea cakes on your baking sheet, that's perfectly fine. And that way you don't have to worry about cutting them. But me personally, I don't care. I'm going to cut those things and eat them like there's no tomorrow. So as soon as they're ready, I will go right in and just cut them. You know, just cut them. Because mine they came out like in a square. Sometimes tea cakes will come out like in a circle. And sometimes they'll come out in a square. Mine came out in a square because I kind of layered that pan just not overly full, but just enough to where all of the space in that entire pan is being consumed by batter. So I'm going to go right in and just cut them, you know, and then take it from there. I'm going to get my plate ready, put a paper towel on there, and my cookies are going to go, my tea cakes are going to go right on there, because I'll just leave them on there and let them cool. Well, the ones that I'm about to eat, they can cool on the plate. But the other ones, they can stay in the pan and just cool there, you know. So, yeah, y'all, I'm going to decide on if I want to do, I have my chicken thighs out, as a matter of fact. I got me a package of chicken thighs that have been unthawed, and I'm going to say there's maybe 4 to 5 chicken thighs in here that I'll do something with. I'm not really certain yet what I'm going to do, but I'll be doing something with them. I will be doing something. That chicken and dumplings is kind of leaning on me a little bit. Seems like that might be good. So we'll see. We will see. Get my plate ready for my tea cakes. I'm going to have to get some more of those. Man, the tea cakes in the oven, y'all, they smell delicious. Oh, they smell so good. Makes the house kind of smells like somebody's grandma's cooking. I am somebody's grandma, but like somebody's real, like a grandma's cooking. I bet y'all like, you are a grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like an older grandma, like a for real grandma, like an old school grandma is been in here getting down. That's what it smells like. That's just hilarious. So let me get my little scooper out here. And let me find me a bowl. Here's a nice bowl. I'm going to use this one. Let's get a scoop of this vanilla ice cream on here. Not too much. We're not trying to go crazy, y'all. We ain't going to go crazy up here because, you know, sundress season coming. So we just going to do a nice little dollop. You know what I'm saying? Just a little scoop. Just a little bit. And get this, I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator so that it won't melt on us. Give me a second. All right, tea cakes. Check my tea cakes out and see what's going on. And I still got my whipped cream on standby, y'all. We may be able to squeeze a little bit of this on the tea cakes without them melting. I might be able to bite a little bit of it, and we'll see what's going on. Let me check my babies out in the oven. What we got going here? Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all look, ooh, they're so light and fluffy, y'all. I accidentally smashed one by touching it. Oh, but they are perfect. Oh, I should stop smashing, huh? Yeah, I'm about to take those bad boys out because I'm going to put a dent in those joints. So, now when you're cooking your tea cakes, if you would like for them to be darker in color, just you can leave them in up to like maybe 15 minutes, but not past that because you don't want to burn them. The recipe calls for like 10 to 12 minutes. That's what I've always gone by. But you can cook them a little longer if you'd like to. If you want like a crispier edge or a little darker in color or something like that, that'll be fine. And I'm going to say this, I am thirsty. So let me get me something to drink. I need some water. Let me get me some water, y'all. Okay. Yeah, so I'll get those a couple of more seconds. I'm going to take those out. Got my ice cream over here in my bowl. Where's my spoon? Get my spoon ready. Y'all, I think, I said I dare not put that whipped cream on that ice cream. Why is that so tempting? Oh my God. That is like too much. The devil is a lie. I ain't going to do it. I might just spray a little bit on one and take it from there. So I got my plate ready. Got my spatula ready. Give those a couple of more seconds. I'm going to take those bad babies out and see what they taste like. I am ready to enjoy them. Oh my gosh. So yeah, sometimes I get in the mood to where like now I'm always in the mood to cook. But sometimes I'll get in that baking mood to where I want something sweet, you know. And I was kind of going a little back and forth like, man, do I want tea cakes or would I like to make some, because I was also going to make like some apple dumplings. Because I have like all of these apples that I need to use. But the tea cakes, they were like, they just kept calling my name. So, you know, I was acting like Pookie and I just couldn't help it. And voila, tea cakes. That's what I'm having. So, let me check it out. Oh, yes, baby. These look delicious. All right. Now, y'all know y'all saw me smash my, my tea cake with my finger. Well, actually, I smashed a couple of them because just to, you know, put my fingers on it to you can kind of see my indentation. So don't do that. Do not do that. Just if you could just kind of tell that they're done. Look at that. These could have gotten a little darker, but who cares? They're all done. These are, like I said, they're smashed because I put my finger on there to test them out to see what they were like. So let me go ahead and cut around these bad babies. Oh man, they smell so good. Oh, this another thing that's really, really important for my people that are struggling with like diabetes, or even if you're not struggling but you're just trying to balance it out. This recipe, you can use any of the artificial sweetener blends, or you could use like agave. You can use the artificial sweetener blends because, you know, it's lower in sugar. You can use the straight artificial sweetener and just roll with that. You can just roll with that because, again, this is not a cake, so we don't need it to rise. So if you don't want to use the blend, you could just use the straight artificial sweetener. If you want like some sugar and some sweetener to just like cut the sugar calories in half, then the grams of sugar in half, then you could use the artificial sweetener and sugar blend. And that could be like the white sugar blend or the brown sugar blend. It makes no matter. And the other option, well, there's numerous options, but mine and the sweeteners that I've used are the ones that I'm mentioning, plus the agave. So the glycemic level on the agave is really good because it's not as high as like the sugar and the honey and things like that. So feel free to substitute. Use any of those. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. That's what I always say. You know, you're the one that's gonna eat it, so it's perfectly fine. I always say that about my food because I'm the one that's getting ready to eat this stuff, so it's fine. So I'm getting these ready. Let me show you guys. I've broken them apart. I don't know if you can see that, but it was very simple just to kind of stick my little spatula in there and just kind of move them around. And remember, I used the cooking spray. I used the baking spray actually, and that kind of keeps my sheet good, keeps my whatever I'm baking from sticking to the pan. So these look delicious. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'm gonna put my tea cake in this bowl with this ice cream, and I'm gonna see what happens. Kind of killed a couple of trees today. I didn't do as good as I normally do with the recycling and using my towels. I didn't even take them out today, as opposed to using my paper towels. But usually when I'm done with those paper towels, I'll put bleach on and wipe the inside of the sinks out or something like that sometimes to just to kind of keep from being so wasteful. So which of the cookies would I like? The tea cakes. I'm actually gonna have 2 tea cakes. So let's do it like this. And they're kind of thin too, so it's not like I'm in here going crazy. No. I got me 2 tea cakes right there. Yep. And I'm gonna go ahead and try this with some. Actually, I could. Let me see. Do I want to? Nah. I was gonna break a piece, y'all, and just eat it like that, but it don't even matter because I'm gonna wind up eating it with this ice cream anyway. So let's just see what it do so y'all can see what it tastes like. And they're cool too. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Woo. This for real tastes like somebody's great grandmama made these tea cakes. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try a piece of tea cake with some whipped cream, just so I can tell y'all. See how I did that? I get to eat it, so I can tell y'all what it tastes like. That's my little slick way of being able to indulge a little bit. Yeah, and they're not thick, y'all. They're thin. You can make them thicker, but you would have to double up. Maybe do like a 2 tablespoon size amount as opposed to a 1. Oh, I got whipped cream going everywhere. We're gonna try this. Okay, that's good. Now, the whipped cream is a good option for like less calories, less sugar too, because you know whipped cream doesn't have that much sugar. You can use whatever brand you want. Like this one has like a total of 1 carbohydrate and less than 1 gram of sugar. So if you don't want to use the ice cream to top your tea cakes, get you some whipped cream. It doesn't matter what brand, whatever brand you want. That just happens to be the brand that I have. Let me show y'all again. Tea cakes and ice cream. Every time I think about tea cakes, I don't know if y'all saw this, but Zora Neale Hurston has a book called Their Eyes Are Watching God, and so it's made into a movie. So in this book, there's a character named Tea Cake. In the movie, they had that fine ass Michael Ealy play that role. When I tell y'all, every time I bite into this sweet tea cake, tell me why I think about Michael Ealy. The man is too fine and his food is too good. So, sweetness to sweetness. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm on my black man kick today. That's every day though. Y'all, if y'all want to, you can take that ice cream and put it in between 2 tea cakes. And you can also, in your recipe, if you like nuts, feel free to add pecans to this batter, walnuts, whatever your preference. Or when you're eating it with your ice cream or your whipped cream, you can sprinkle nuts on the top at the end in case if somebody else, because somebody may have like food allergies with nuts or something. So if you want, you can just sprinkle them on top. And what I like to do is lightly toast them before I sprinkle them on top. That's good eating. So yeah, one more look at my tea cakes, y'all. Yeah, it's gonna be my sweets for the week. I may have to freeze these tea cakes. Excuse me, I'm just talking all over my food, but it's my food. Oh. Stuff so good, make you dance, baby. I'm just saying. Just the right amount of ingredients. Okay. Now, I made this stuff with all of these ingredients, the cooking time, and the prep. I'm going to say maybe all of 20 to 25 minutes. Very simple, very easy. You know, it's cold out. Snowy, you want something sweet, but you can't get to the store, can't get to the restaurant. Bake a couple of tea cakes and call it a dang on day. I want y'all to know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This is where we part ways. Deuces.